Hey everyone, it's Olivia Logsden, and today I'm going to be reading Chapter 4, Episode 4 of Fate the Winx Saga, Book 3. Chapter 4 is adapted from a Winx Club episode. It holds very close to one of the episodes in particular, and I'm going to show you which episode it holds close to. My Wi-Fi will work. It works. I had the most fun writing this chapter. I used a lot of the lines from the original, from the original live action Winx Club. And like Beatrix's lines, I turned them into Desperora lines, and that was always really fun to do. We're just gonna sorry if anything happens on y'all's end. Wi-Fi, I don't like Wi-Fi. Yeah, see, I froze. I'm freezing. Not fun. There we go. That's better. Okay. And I also am guessing, like I said in yesterday's video, that Chapter 3 wasn't really adapted from any episodes necessarily, but I do see they go to the mermaid stuff right in here. Just like Aisha doesn't lose her sight in my story, and there's no mermaids, so okay. So I have some Company of Light stuff in Chapter 4. But the main thing is during the party on Sky's planet, Desperora is aided by Valtor. So that is very much, well, not the aid by Valtor, but there is a party on the anniversary of, I don't remember it's like their 100th anniversary. I don't know. It's mentioned in the book. It's mentioned in the chapter. But this episode, and somewhat of this episode, it's mainly like them at the party, and stuff happens to Desperora at the party. Like, the kingdom doesn't turn against Bloom and her friends. It's more so they're just at the party, and Sky's still trying to convince his dad that he doesn't want to marry Desperora. So, yeah. Let's see. These 3 episodes. So, hopefully, you enjoy it. It is called The Kingdoms of the Fairy World. Is it a little too big? I thought it was like, it's kind of small, but I can't make it any bigger. Anyway, okay, let's just get started. Aisha, Tessa, and Naboo arrive at the kingdom of Andros. There they are greeted by Aisha and Tessa's parents, King Tenor and Queen Nobi. I always have trouble pronouncing weird names, I guess. Tessa and Aisha, welcome home, said King Dor. We are glad to see you safe and sound, Tessa. I'm just glad to be home. She hugged her parents, then she pulls away and continues explaining what happened. Thanks to Professor Paladine and Flora, they were able to wake me up and get back to somewhat normal. I say somewhat because the attack from the creature caused me to lose my water abilities. It's okay, Tessa. You'll get your powers back eventually. Thank you, Naboo, for getting my girls home safely. Wait, how do you know my dad? Questioned Aisha, thinking it was strange that her dad knew a common noble. Oh, when I was little, I used to train with the castle guards. King Tenor is actually the person who recommended me to Headmaster Silva, saying that I would make a great addition to the specialist team, explained Naboo. Interesting, said Aisha, not remembering a little kid that looks similar to Naboo and who used to train with the guards. Anyway, we should get going, said Naboo, who was in a hurry to spend time with Aisha. Yes, you kids should run along and have fun, said King Dor, who was nobly okay with Aisha hanging out with someone she wasn't engaged to. Sorry. Bye, Aisha, said Tessa as Aisha and Naboo left the castle. As they walk out, Aisha couldn't deny the fact that something was going on between her dad and Naboo. So she decided to press for answers, wanting the truth. What is it, Aisha? Questioned Naboo, who noticed that Aisha looked like she was thinking long and hard about something. My dad shouldn't be okay with me hanging out with you. I'm not engaged to you. Maybe your dad forgot you were engaged to someone. My dad doesn't forget things easily, especially something like this, said Aisha. Maybe you're reading too much into it. I'm not. Something is off here. I know it. The only reason my dad would be okay with you and me hanging out and being together is if you're the one I'm engaged to, said Aisha, connecting the dots. Now you're just being ridiculous. No, I'm not. I'm right. And you know it. I don't know the name of the noble I'm engaged to, but you're the only noble I've ever met who's tried to get close to me. And you know my dad. Not to mention you were at the banquet with him last year. And you trained with the castle guards when you were little. You wouldn't be close to my parents unless you were someone important to them. Who's more important than the person I'm engaged to? Okay, you're right. But I owe you an explanation as to why I did what I did. No, just an answer. Did you ever really care about me? Or did you just force yourself to care about me? I really do care about you. I wasn't lying when I said I liked you. Why do I find that hard to believe? Oh wait, I know why. Because I can't tell the difference between your lies and the truth. I'm sorry, Aisha. No, you don't get to be sorry. You lied to me. And if I told you that I was engaged to you, it would have been over. Months. We were together for months and every minute was a lie. No, it wasn't. I promise you that I never lied about how I felt. That was real. For you, it was real. Repeated Aisha, letting him know that now that the truth is out, she doesn't feel the same way anymore. Sorry, just not getting a lot of sleep last night. You knew the truth, and now you get to have those good memories, to keep them. But they are ruined for me. My first boyfriend, my first kiss, I hate that it was you. Please, Aisha, give me another chance. No, you'll have to live with the choices you've made. I'm walking back to Alfia by myself, said Aisha, walking away, not looking back. Abu called after her, trying to get her to turn around and come back, but Aisha wouldn't turn around. She just kept walking away. Meanwhile, back in Blackbridge, Bloom and Stella have offered to help Sky and Brandon with decorations for the Kingdom of Herakleon's 1,000th anniversary. So it's their 1,000th anniversary party. Sky and Brandon are at the castle setting up, while Bloom and Stella are grabbing flowers and other items. Stella walks out of the store and with bags and hands some to Bloom. I swear you gave me all the heavy stuff, pointed out Bloom as she and Stella continue walking down the street. You volunteered for this? I volunteered for a simple party errand, plus doing all this work might make me look good in front of Sky's parents. You know, you're the one who came up with the additional idea to make the anniversary really sing. The anniversary is a big deal. Every royal family from every kingdom will be there, plus a few Alfea students and graduates. And you want them to know that you helped with the centerpiece. Maybe I'm also trying to make myself look good in front of the parents. I am dating Brandon. Anyway, do you think tonight is going to go well? Questioned Bloom. I think tonight is going to be fine. I mean, as long as Isabel doesn't attack. Herakleon is one of the only big kingdoms she hasn't attacked yet. Don't jinx it. Okay, I don't even know what that is. It's something from Earth. If someone says something is going to happen that you don't want to happen, most people will say, don't jinx it, explained Bloom. Humans are weird. There's no such thing as luck, pointed out Stella. Okay, we should get back to the anniversary party. Yeah, right. Go get this stuff there and then get ready for the party, said Stella as she and Bloom headed back to Herakleon. Meanwhile, at the castle, Sky, Brandon, Riven, and Helia are helping the king move boxes of champagne. King Randor grabs 2 boxes off the truck while Sky grabs 3 boxes. The king notices that Sky has been working faster than anyone else. You know there's no prize for finishing early, joked King Randor. I get to leave. That's a prize, replied Sky, not in the mood for jokes. Sky and King Randor set the boxes on the kitchen table. Why'd you invite her? Who? Despora? She's a princess. We're supposed to invite her. No, Dad, you don't have to invite everybody from every royal family in the fairy world, pointed out Sky. It's a big celebration. I want everyone to be present. I swear you're only doing this for my benefit. Sky, son. That's not the reason why. You don't like Bloom, said Sky, upset. Brandon sees them arguing as he helps Riven move the table. Sky realizes his brothers and others are watching, so he lowers his voice and continues talking. You don't like Bloom, so this is your way of getting me and Despora back together. Whatever you think the reasoning is, I think you need to take the rest of the day off before the celebration tonight. This usually helps me calm down, offered Andor as he handed a bottle of champagne. Sky takes the ball as the king notices Brandon watching while he drops the table. Take your brother with you. You both have been working extra hard. Time you took a break. King Randor walks away as Sky walks over to Brandon, who is having trouble with the table. There's a latch. Yeah, I know there's a latch, replied Brandon freshly. You know, all this pent-up frustration is usually my thing. Joker, sorry, I'm just worried about my brother. Worried he and my dad may never get along. Give it time to work it out, assured Riven. Dad wants us to leave, whispered Sky as he finally reached Brandon. You guys get to leave and I have to keep working, said Riven, upset he was missing out. Would you like to join us, Riven? Offered Brandon. Yes, I would love to join. answered Riven as he followed Sky and Brandon to their room upstairs. Meanwhile, Bloom and Stella handed off the flowers to some maids. Then they head back to Althea to get ready. In the woods near Althea, Beatrix meets up with Darcy to discuss Isabel. Can't believe Icy would do something like this. Do we even know what she's planning? I don't think she has a plan. I just think she wants revenge and power. This doesn't sound like her at all. We have to stop her. How? I don't know. Talk some sense into her. I mean, she's almost to the point where she's killing people. You know how much of a toll that can take on someone? Pointed out Darcy. You're right. We'll find a way to talk to her and convince her to stop this. The question is, where's Icy? I'm right here, said Icy as she appeared out of nowhere and she blasted Beatrix and Darcy, rendering them unconscious. Meanwhile, Bloom goes to her Mrs. Darling's office for a book that might bring some light to her parents. So, what's so important about this book? It talks about your parents, especially your mother, answered Farah as she handed the book to Bloom and opened it to a page that talked about Bloom's mother. Read this page. And so it was on that day whence the company of light rained hellfire on the army of darkness, but the bond between foes never did break. Marian vowed, bound by the breast, upon her life she would summon from the deepest corners of darkness a shadow power that would be strong enough to win the fight. Queen Marian and King Arthur swore on their lives they would defend the kingdom of Domino. Those were your parents, and this book talks about their last battle. It might help bring some light to where your sister is hiding. I know you've been looking for Daphne since last year, since you had that dream where you saw her. And I know you made no progress over the summer. This book will help you. Thank you, said Bloom as she took the book and left the office. After that, the Winx leave for the anniversary party. Meanwhile, in Brandon and Sky's room, Riven enjoys the champagne as the boys talk amongst them. Oh, it's a nice bowl of shampoos, noted Riven. Nice enough to make up for Dad inviting Desperora, right, Sky? I don't know about that now, answered Sky. Brandon sighs as he asks, Are you and Dad ever going to be good? I don't know, Brandon. He keeps pushing for Desperora when all I want is Bloom. Tonight might be my last night to convince him that she's the one. And if I'm being honest, if I'm not able to convince him, my future with Bloom might be uncertain. Have hope, Sky. I'll try, answered Sky as he received a text from Bloom saying she has arrived. I'm going to hop in the shower. Yeah, we better get ready, right, Riven? Right, replied Riven as Brandon, and Sky got ready. Meanwhile, the Winx sit down at a table in the ballroom. Once Brandon, Riven, and Sky were ready, they head down to the ballroom. On their way down, Sky gets stopped by Desperora. Sky! Desperora, where are you off to? Questioned Desperora. To talk to my friends and my girlfriend, answered Sky. About what? Your macros, your best deadlift, how to avoid accidentally picking up a book. You could do so much more, Sky. I would offer you so much more than whatever your dumb friends could offer. Said Desperora as she put her hand out, hoping Sky would take it. I used to think there was much more to you than this. Maybe the bravado was a disguise for a scared little girl, but really, you're just a nasty piece of work. And the sad thing is, you think people are scared of you. They're not. They just don't like you. explains Guy as he begins to walk away. Desperate grabs his arm and says, "You know, you can be mean to me. You can flirt with dumb girls. You can literally do anything. But unless you choose me," Desperate looks at King Randor and Sky looks in the same direction as she continues to speak, "he will never be proud of you." Desperate walks away and Sky just stands there alone for a moment before heading down to be with Bloom. Meanwhile, Bloom notices Sebastian at the anniversary party and decides to go over and greet him. "Hey, I didn't know you would be here." "Yes, well, I did attend our fee as a specialist," replied Sebastian. "Wow, pretty cool." "Yes, well, I wasn't really that great of a specialist." "I'm sure you were fine." "Wait, that still doesn't solve why you're here. Not everyone at this party attended Althea," pointed out Bloom. "Well, I'm good friends with the king." "You're friends with King Randor?" questioned Bloom. "Yes, if you can believe it." "Okay." "You're a very curious girl, Bloom, but it seems your boyfriend needs you," pointing out Sebastian as he and Bloom look towards Guy. "Yeah, I should probably go check on him." "It was nice to see you." "You as well," replied Sebastian as Bloom walked away to go see Sky and her other friends. For the rest of the night, the Winx and the specialist spend time dancing and talking to each other. Meanwhile, back at Althea in Headmistress Darling's office, a meeting is being held among the faculty to discuss Isabel. "Thank you all for meeting with me today. I have found some new concerning evidence that needs to be brought to light. About a week ago, my daughter-in-law, Queen Felicity, contacted me. Two young fairies were playing in the fields and went missing during the attacks of many kingdoms. Felicity alerted me that she found them days later catatonic, bitten in similar state to Princess Tessa. I offered my help, but after much trial and error, we thought it would be impossible to wake them up. We were stumped until the information from Sebastian was gathered. After much study of the information, I found that the creature described in the text is an ancient creature called a scraper, a native of the realm of darkness. It feeds on magic. I realized that's what had happened to those poor fairies. With help from Professor Paladine, we were able to use an amalgam that was able to revive all three fairies, but their powers were gone. It would seem that our old foes have discovered a way to steal our magic. If Isabel continues to use scrapers, fairy magic, therefore fairies will cease to exist." "So what do we do?" questioned Saul. "For the moment, I don't know. I've alerted the Solarian army, but they have their own plans to attend to. What with a wedding and all, hopefully they'll be able to aid us in some way. I guess for now, all we can do is protect the students, but the best way we know how. Yes, that is all we can do." Agreed Farah. As the meeting ended, back at the kingdom of Rockland, Desperate sits outside alone in the dark, contemplating her decisions. While alone, she hears footsteps. "Whoever you are, can you just leave a girl alone in bloody peace?" shouted Desperate as she stops hearing the footsteps and breathes in silence. Soon after, though, she hears a creature of sorts. The creature's sound moves closer to her. Suddenly, three scrapers come out of nowhere and begin to attack Desperate, sucking her magic right out of her. And that is the end of chapter 4. I hope you guys really enjoyed that reading, and that is all I have for you guys today. Bye!